Welcome back, my dear friends. We begin with second exercise of compound interest. This is without using the formula of a compound interest. That means the normal formula that we adopted for our A exercise, that remains the same. Now this exercise is specifically focused on the difference between the simple interest and the compound interest. Trust me, this will be more interesting as compared to your first exercise also. Let us start. The first question is, calculate the difference between the simple interest and the compound interest on rupees 4,000. So can I say principal is rupees 4,000 for a period of 2 years, time period 2 years at 8% per annum. So first, let us calculate simple interest. Simple interest is P into T into R upon 100. How much is the principal? 4,000. Time 2 years. Rate 8% upon 100. So 8 8 are 64. 640 rupees is the interest. The question is asked that we have to find out the difference between the simple interest and the compound interest. What we have found so far? Simple interest. Now we will find out for compound interest. What do we do? Interest for the first year. Principal P into T. Time will take 1 year only, that is for the first year, and rate is 8%. 8 upon 100. 0, 0, 0, 0. So how much is the interest for first year? Rupees 320. So can we find out principal for second year? Yes, sir. We started with 4,000. Add to it 320. So my principal for second year would be 4,320. This is the principal for second year. What about this? So this is the compound interest. So this is principal. Can we find compound interest for second year? Yes, sir. P, this is the principal, into T, that is time, 1 year, R, that is rate of interest, which is 8%, upon 100. 0 cancels 0. 8 2s are 16. 24 25. 32 33 34. Your answer would be 345.60. This is nothing but the interest for second year. Can you find the total interest? Yes, sir. Total compound interest would be CI1 plus CI2. How much is that total coming up to? So 320 plus 345.60. So the total compound interest for both the years put together would be rupees 665.60. Absolutely. What we are supposed to find? We are supposed to find the difference between simple interest and compound interest. So difference would be 665.60 minus, how much was the simple interest? 640. 640. So my difference would be rupees 5 to 25 rupees and 69 paise. So my dear friends, don't you think this question was very, very simple? Absolutely yes. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 2. A man lends 12,500 at 12% for the first year, 15% for the second year and 18% for the third year. If the rate of interest are compounded yearly, find the difference between the compound interest of the first year and the compound interest for the third year. So the entire question is based on compound interest only. The information given to us is a man lends 12,500. Principal rupees 12,500. What about the rate of interest? They say that 12% for the first year. Rate 1, 12%. 15% for the second year. Rate for second year is 15%. Whereas the rate for third year is 18%. Can we find interest for first year? Of course, sir. CI1, 12,500 multiply by 12% for the first year. So how much the total will come up to? Sir, 12,500 multiply by 12. That's going to be 1,500 rupees. So the interest for first year would be 1,500 rupees. Can we find out P2? Yes, sir. 12,500 plus 1,500. That will give you how much? Of course, 14,000, sir. So principal for second year is 14,000. Can we find compound interest for second year? 14,000 P into what is the rate of interest? 15% for 1 year upon 100. 0, 0, 0, 0 cancels. So how much would be the interest amount? 14 into 15. 1400 to 100. This will be the amount of interest for the second year. Can we find principal for third year? So principal for third year would be 14,000 plus 2,100. That comes up to 16,100. What would be the compound interest? Same way we can find compound interest on 16,100. What is the rate of interest? 18% for 1 year divided by 0, 0, 0, 0. So now we wish to find out 161 into 18. So 161 into 18. 8 ones are 8, 48, 4 and 12. 0, 1, 6, 1, 8, 9, 8, 2. So your interest for the third year is going to be 2, 8, 9, 8. This will be the interest for the third year. What is the question asked? The question asked is find out the difference between the compound interest for the first year and the compound interest for the third year. So the difference between CI3 and CI1 would be 2, 8, 9, 8 minus. What are the interest over here? 1,500. 1,500. So can anyone tell me how much will be the answer? Yes, your answer would be rupees 1,398. Absolutely right. So it was a very simple question where principal was given, rate for first year, rate for second year and the rate for third year was given to us. I found out the compound interest for the first year. Whatever is the interest that got added to my principal. So the new principal for the second year would be 14,000. Then I found out the interest on 14,000 rupees for the second year. Same way I found out for the third year. They want to find out the difference between the third year and the first year. Third year is 2898. For the first year it is 1500. The difference between the two would be 1398. Let us move on to question number 3. Please pay attention. Question number 3 is very, very important. You can please mark it down. It's a very, very important question. A sum of money is let out at 8% interest per annum. That means we don't know what exactly is the sum, but some sum of money was let out at 8% per annum compound interest. So I don't know the principal, how much is the principal, but the rate of interest is 8% per annum. Let us read further. If the interest for the second year exceeds that for the first year, so the interest for the second year exceeds that for the first year. What they meant to say is that the interest earned in the second year is more than the interest earned in the first year. By how much? By rupees 96. By rupees 96. So they want to find the sum of money. So they are talking about, we'll have to find out how much is the compound interest for first year, then the compound interest for the second year. Compare between the two, the difference is rupees 96. My dear friends, I can share with you one simple hint what you need to do in such types of sums. Generally, by and large, when the principal is not given, you have an option to assume the principal. I can assume it to be 100, I can assume it to be 1000, you can assume it to be X also. Whatever you assume, it is based upon your assumption in case if your question is matching with the same system as what has been given over here. Remember, you can assume 100, you can assume 1000, you can assume X also. So what would be the best option to assume? See, generally by and large, people assume let the principal be rupees 100. But I personally follow let the principal be 1000 rupees. Because what happened? Many a time we find interest on interest for the second year. Because we have assumed 100, chances are that interest for the second year may go in decimals. In order to avoid decimals, in order to make our calculation simple, in order so that there is a smooth flow of calculation, it is always desirable to take principal as 1000 instead of 100. Even if you take 100, there is no problem. Your answer is going to remain the same. The convenience that we can experience by taking 1000 would be great. Many people said that, sir, I can do the sum by taking X also. Of course, yes, you can take X. What will happen? When we take X, my entire question will run into fractions. Everywhere we'll have to deal with fractions, and finally we will get a linear equation in terms of fractions. So in case if there is any error while solving those fractions, unnecessarily we may lose our marks. So the most comfortable and easy way would be to assume either the principal is 100 or the principal is 1000. I'm doing this question by assuming principal to be 1000, and I'm very sure that you guys will enjoy it and find it easy as well. So let my principal be rupees 1000. Now I simply have to find out what is the compound interest for first year. So compound interest for first year on 1000 would be 1000 multiplied by rate is 8% for 1 year. How much will that come up to? Sir, it's going to be rupees 80. Agreed? That means the compound interest for first year would be rupees 80. So what will the principal for the second year? Say it's going to be 1000 plus 80. That means it is 1080. This will be my principal for second year. So the principal of second year is obtained. Can we find out compound interest for second year? Of course, sir. 1080 multiply by, what is the rate? 8%. Multiply by 1 upon 100. 0 cancels, 0. Alright. So what do you get? 8 8s are 64. 4 carry 6. 8 into 0, 0 plus 6, 6. 8 1s are 8. So I hope you understand. Because I took principal as 1000, I got interest as rupees 80. If you would have taken principal as 100, your compound interest would be 8 rupees. So your new principal would be 100 plus 8, that is 108. In second year, you would have definitely got decimal. In order to avoid decimal, we took principal as 1000, and that was a prudent choice. So what is your compound interest for the second year? 864. So what is the difference? Difference between CI2 and CI1 is how much? So 864 minus, this is 864 upon, if you go to see 864 upon 10. So 864 divided by 10, that would result in how much? it will result in 86.4. So 86.4 minus 80, that will give you how much? So 86.4 minus 80 would be 6.4. Absolutely right. This is the difference. Now if you go to see, when I invested 1000, the difference is 64 rupees. When I invested 1000, the difference is 64 rupees. That means when principal is 1000, difference is how much? So difference is 6.40. So when the difference is 96, it's given to us, difference is 96. How much will be the principal? We don't know. Let the principal be x. Now the question become a question on unitary method. X into 6.4 will give you how much? 1000 into 96. When you solve this, x equals to 1000 multiplied by 96 upon 6.4. So we will try and solve this. You can eliminate this. How? So 1000 multiplied by 960 upon 64. Absolutely right. It will go in 16 ka table. 16 4s are, 16 6s are. Further 60,000 upon 4. So my final answer would be 15,000. Absolutely right. So the final answer is 15,000. Let us do one more time the same sum. Principal, I assume let the principal be 1000. Rate 8%. Compound interest difference for the second year and the first year is 96 rupees. You know what is question saying? They are saying कि sir, मैंने कुछ रुपए, some amount I have spent, sir, I have given the money on loan. लेकिन जब सब मैंने interest देखा, so the interest for my second year was far more compared to interest for first year. Sir, second year का interest minus first year का interest, so 96 आया. That means the difference between the 2-year interest was 96 rupees. I don't know how much is the principal. तो मेरे पास option था. I could have taken 100, I could have taken 1000, I could have taken X also. Of course, yes, following the principles of mathematics, I would want कुछ भी हो, my calculation should be simple and easy. So what I thought, if I take 1000, so my compound interest for first year मैंने निकाला normal way, same to same, 80 rupees. So that 80 rupees I have added to my principal which was 1000. That is 1080. अब 1080 से मैं शुरू करूंगा. So मेरा compound interest for second year is 86.40. That means 86 rupees और 40 पैसे आया. So basically the difference, second year का compound interest minus the first year का compound interest, that difference I am finding, which was 6 rupees and 40 पैसे. मान लो, just assume that अगर if you would have not taken 1000 और अगर आपने 100 रुपया लिया होता, तो यहाँ पे 100 multiply by this, आपका जो interest है, that you would have got as 8 rupees. फिर आप प्रिंसिपल सेकंड फाइंड करते तो 100 प्लस 8 108 हो जाता. फिर आप 108 पे 8% निकालते तो आपका जो इंटरेस्ट है that would have run into 2 decimal 8.64. So what will happen? The decimal would invite, decimal के कारण आपका क्वेश्चन और भी डिफिकल्ट हो जाता. डेसिमल होने के कारण यहाँ पे तो I took 1000, yet I am getting 86.4. One decimal is yet manageable. How to manage two decimals, 0.64 and all? So I took this as 1000. If you wish, you can do the same sum by 100 also. You are going to get the same answer. In case if you would have taken X, what will happen? Your compound interest would be in X, your principal would be in X, and everywhere you have to deal with that X till the end. That will invite lots and lots of problems. So the best way to deal this question was basically to take principal as 1000. And then I found out कि 6.4. जैसे ही पता चला कि 1000 के ऊपर 6.4 का डिफरेंस होता है. That means every time I invest 1000 rupees, the difference between CI2 and CI1 would be 6 rupees and 40 paise. Knowing the fact that per 1000 के ऊपर, on every 1000, the difference is going to be 6 rupees and 40 paise. But the difference was given to me as 96, was given to me in the question. So what must be the principal? So this is a case of cross multiplication, unitary method. x into 6.4 will be equal to 1000 into 96. So 1000 into 96 upon 6.4. I am removing the decimal, so I am writing over here 64 and this becomes 960. Then you can have a very simple calculation wherein you get, therefore the principal amount would be 15,000. Let us move on to the next question. Let us move on to question number 4. What does it say? It says that a man borrows 6,000 rupees at 5% per annum. So, question number 4. The amount borrowed is rupees 6,000. Rate of interest, it's given to us as 5% per annum. He repays 1200 rupees at the end of each year. So that is a repayment. How much is the repayment? Sir, every year he will pay 1200 rupees per annum at the end of the year. Alright, find the amount of the loan outstanding at the beginning of the third year. You know, more important, many people immediately focus on jumping to the conclusion without even adequately reading the question. Please spend some time reading the question to understand what exactly is expected from you. They are saying that a man is borrowing 6,000 rupees, the rate of interest being 5% per annum, and then he wished to repay rupees 1200 per annum. Hota hai na? Sometimes we take a loan and then we say, look mister, you are giving me a loan of 6,000. I promise I will repay you 1200 rupees every year. Means at the end of each year, you find out how much is due and then I will pay you 1200 rupees. This is what exactly is the question. And how long it can go on? They say that they want to find out what is the amount due in the beginning of the third year. Beginning of the third year is same as end of second year. Beginning of the third year is same as end of second year. Sir, how? Beginning of standard 9th. Beginning of standard 9th is same as end of standard 8th. Because once standard 8th will end, only then standard 9th can begin. So, beginning of standard 8 is a start of standard 9. So, start of year 3 or the beginning of year 3 is same as end of year 2. So, we have to find out what is the amount outstanding at the end of year 2. How do we go about it? Very simple. Find the interest for 2 years. How? So, compound interest for first year would be 6,000. What is the rate? 5%. For time? 1 year. 0, 0, 0, 0. How much is the amount of interest? Rupees 300. Absolutely right. So what will be the principal for second year? So 6,000 plus 300. That will give me rupees 6,300. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. What is happening over here is principal is 6,000, interest is 300. So the total amount at the end of first year is 6,300. But he promised that I will repay 1,200 per annum. So there is a repayment. Repayment. How much is the amount of repayment? So 1,200. I paid 1,200. Now how much is the balance due? Balance due is rupees 5,100. Very simple step. Step of repayment. Now compound interest for second year would be, sir, on rupees 5,100 at 5%. For what time duration? 1 year. 0, 0, 0, 0. So how much is the amount of interest? Can anyone tell me? 5 and 5 5s are 25. In short, 255 rupees. Rupees 255 is the amount of interest for the second year. So can we again work out amount due at the beginning or end? At the end of second year would be how much? So 5100 was due plus 255. So that will give me 5, 3, 5, 5. So rupees 5355. But don't you remember the repayment clause? Yes, sir. How much is the amount of repayment? 1200. Therefore, amount due at the beginning of third year. Amount due at the beginning of third year would be 5355 minus repayment. Repayment. How much is the repayment? 1200 rupees. Can you find out? Yes, sir. Please find out. Please find out. It will be rupees 4155. Question was very simple. I'm borrowing 6,000, interest for first year 300. So total amount would be 6,000 plus 300. Then I paid for the first year. So the balance due. So the balance at the end of first year is same as balance at the beginning of the second year. Interest for second year 5100 into 5%. So amount due second year के end में the amount due would be 5100 plus 255. That is 5355. So we all know the amount due at the end of second year would be 5355. But since this guy has promised, उसने promise किया था कि every year I will pay 1200 rupees. So now see he is paying 1200 rupees at the end of second year. So at the end of second year, the amount due would be 4155. At the end of second year, due is 4155. At the end of second year is same as at the beginning of third year. This is a trick which they had given you. Many people would go and find out for third year also, which is not needed. Because they have asked you, beginning of third year would mean end of second year. So this is what is the final answer. Let us move on to the next question. On that note, if you notice, question number 5 is exactly of the same time. But in question number 5, what is material is, they want us to calculate the amount at the end of third year. That means we will have 3 such calculation. Right now we had only 2 calculation because we wanted to find out the amount at the beginning of third year. Let us see question number 5. A man borrows 5,000 at 12% compound interest payable every 6 months. So the principal amount would be rupees 12,000. 5,000. Whereas the rate of interest is 12%. It's given half yearly. You know what does that mean? That means interest will be paid after every 6 months. Remember my dear friends, here the interest was per annum. Whereas the sum which I am reading right now, which I will be doing right now, interest is paid after every 6 months. That is a very, very important clue. He repays 1800 at the end of every 6 months. There is a repayment. How much is the repayment? So repayment is rupees 1800 every 6 months. So amount borrowed 5,000, rate of interest 12%, every half year repayment of 1800. Let us begin. So the compound interest for first 6 months, that would be how much? 5,000. What is the rate? So 12%. What about the time? So the time is half year because interest is half yearly. So half, the whole upon 100. So how will you do the calculation? 0, 0, 0, 0. 1 za, 6 za. So the interest amount would be rupees 300. Absolutely right. So amount at the end of 6 months would be, the amount due was 5,000. Add interest, how much? 300. So the total is 5,300. Any repayment? Yes, sir. There is a repayment. How much is the repayment? So repayment is 1800 rupees. Let me pay 1800. So the balance due would be 500. 13 minus 8, 5, 4 minus 1, 3. 3,500. Now this becomes the principal for the next 6 months. So compound interest for next 6 months, that would be 3,500. What is the rate? 12%. 12 upon 100 into time. So again next 6 months. So half. 1 upon 2. Calculation 0, 0, 0, 0. 1 za, 6 za. 35, 210 rupees. 210. So my dear friends, this is compound interest for the next 6 months. 6 months done over here. 6 months done over here. So what is the amount due? Amount due at the end of 1 year would be, so amount due at the end of 1 year would be, sir, 3500 plus 210, that is 0173 minus repayment. How much is the repayment? 1800. 0 minus 0, 0. 1. 17, 9, 2, 1. So this much amount is still due. My dear friends, I did for the first 6 months. You know the story how you need to do. Start with 5,000, 12% for half, that is 300. Whatever is the interest, I am adding this to 5,000. So that comes up to 5,300. Then he has promised to pay 1,800. So he is paying 1,800. It is so simple. 5,000 रुपए का कर्जा है. First year में 300 rupees interest. So the total amount would be 5,300. While calculating interest, make sure that you calculate only for 6 months. You don't calculate for the year, it is mentioned every 6 months. So I found out 5,300 total due, of which you are repaying 1,800. So your balance is 3,500. Same process go on. Now start with 3,500, 12% for 6 months, 210. So please add 210 to 3,500. Your total due is 3,710, but you are repaying 1,800. So the amount due is 1,910. This is at the end of 1 year. But the question asked is, calculate the third payment he has to do in order to make the entire amount clear at the end of 18 months. I'll exactly read what is mentioned in the question. Calculate the third payment he has to make at the end of 18 months in order to clear the entire loan. As of now, my loan is 1,910. Can I calculate the interest? Can I calculate the interest for the third year? Yes, sir. Compound interest for next 6 months. That means it will be at the end of 18 months. 6 months, 6 months and 6 months. How much? 1,910 multiply by, what is the rate, sir? 12%. How much? Half year, sir. Can you calculate this? 0 cancels. 0, 1 za, 6 za. So basically you get 6 1 za, 6, 9 6 za, 54, 5, 6 1 za, 6 and 5, 11 upon 10. So it will come as 114.60. So how much amount I should pay to clear the entire loan? Amount paid to clear loan would be, my amount due was 1,910 plus 114.60. So it will come up to, I am sorry I have to write over here, but to complete the sum, I have no other option. The amount, in fact this question could have been done by you only because it involved 6 month time. I'm sorry, excuse me. So I thought of doing it. So every time I'm finding out the interest for the 6 months, add to the principal, repay. Again, your next principal is ready. Calculate interest at the rate of 12% for 6 months. Found out. Added to your principal. Again repay. Again the same process goes on because the amount need to be found out at the end of 18 months. With this, your fifth question also comes to an end.